In this video, we will give you some tips and facts about raising a nursery-aged child, which is around the age of 24 to 36 months. Math and geometry skills. 2-year-olds learn important math skills from their play and routine. Make a pancake breakfast with your toddler using cookie cutters to have fun with geometry. It stimulates early math learning and helps your child recognize shapes and compare them as the same or different. Kids in the nursery age understand basic geometry and develop spatial sense. In fact, they can match shapes, first with the same size and orientation, then with different sizes and orientations. The next time you fill up the tub, make bath time math time as you explore empty and full and compare volumes. This activity helps your child with the concept of volume measurement. Children between 24 and 30 months are able to understand the concept of same and different. This demonstrates that they have measurement skills. Balancing and movement activities represent a good way to help youngsters explore their place in the environment. Such activities improve their ability to locate themselves and understand what changing positions in space means. It is an important first step in understanding geometry. Logical reasoning. 2-year-olds understand what tomorrow and yesterday mean. They are beginning to use logical reasoning to solve everyday problems. For example, you can see logical reasoning when they complete puzzles with 8 pieces or less. Another aspect of logical reasoning takes place while children develop a sense of time. They do so through their active participation in daily activities. Language skills. Counting. Around 24 months, the average child uses a few number words without understanding quantity. For example, imitating a simple counting rhyme. On average, an older 2-year-old understands the words 1 and 2. At the beginning of this year, some children will be able to verbally count by ones up to 3. Enumeration is the ability to determine the number of items in a collection. Work on this with your child using one-to-one counting for a few items. At 24 months, some children will begin to non-verbally and mentally determine that one item added to another makes 2, and that one item taken away or subtracted from 2 makes 1. You can help by always counting with your child. When walking, for example, start skipping and count your skips. When giving cookies, count them. Take every opportunity to count items one by one. One day, your child will surprise you and start counting with you. Reading. Reading to children every day is a great way for them to learn new skills. Reading aloud is recommended in order to stimulate the child's learning ability. Now, it's time to start pointing at sight words without any expectation. This is just to build a sense of literacy. The most important part of reading is the good feeling you attach to it. Don't make it a timeout exercise or something that feels like a chore. If your child has a hard time with separation anxiety during bedtime, you might remove reading from the routine and just tell a story. Reading time has to be love and fun time in order to foster a lifelong reader. Games to boost learning. Matching games, or figuring out which items go together, help your child develop early reasoning skills. You can help your kids' cognitive abilities by separating the items into 2 groups. Choose an item from one of the groups and invite your toddler to find its match in the other group. Between 24 and 30 months, the average child can informally identify and play with solid objects. They also will be able to sort, order, and build with solids. Matching games help kids at the nursery age to develop their logic and math skills. A fun activity to do with your child is using grocery shopping as a learning experience. For example, your child can match one kind of food with another, such as cookies with milk or cheese with bread, and they can explain the match. Children between 24 and 36 months should be able to easily put together a 3-piece simple puzzle. Try puzzles up to 8 or 10 pieces. Playing a Discover the Missing Item game will surely delight your child, while helping to develop reasoning skills. This activity helps with your child's spatial and object memory skills. Language development. By the time your child reaches 24 months, he will know an average of 300 words. Remember, however, that children develop speech at different times. This is particularly true for bilingual children who need to process several language syntaxes. Here are some tips to boost their language development. Label objects. You can help so much by simply labeling everything your child sees or touches. The timing here is extremely important, since you need to mention the name while the object has your child's attention. If those multi-sensor connections aren't made, the efficiency will drastically decrease. Use motionese. When adults talk to young children about small objects, they frequently twist the object or shake it or move it around, usually synchronized to the sing-song of parentese. This motionese is very helpful in teaching the name of an object. Moving the object turns the communication into a multi-sensory experience. Exposed to multiple speakers. Research revealed that children learn more new words when they hear them from multiple speakers. Hearing multiple speakers gives children the opportunity to hear how the phonics is the same, even if the voice varies in pitch or speed. This can be a grandparent, a neighbor, or even older siblings. Use the power of storytelling. There is nothing like a good story from the heart. Those great stories from your childhood that bring back memories are worth sharing. Language development. Use frames to teach new words. You might think kids need to acquire a certain number of words in their vocabulary before they learn grammar, but it's the exact opposite. Grammar teaches vocabulary. A typical 2-year-old hears roughly 7,000 utterances a day, but 45% of utterances begin with one of these 17 words. What, that, it, you, are or aren't, I, do or don't, is, a, would, can or can't, where, there, who, come, look, and let's. These word frames are vital frames of reference. When a child hears "look at the blank," he or she quickly learns that blank is a new thing to see. Whatever comes after "don't" is something that he or she should stop doing, even if he or she doesn't yet know the words touch or light socket. Use variation sets. The cousin to frames are variation sets. In a variation set, the context and meaning of the sentence remains constant over the course of a series of sentences, but the vocabulary and grammatical structure changes. You use variation sets when you repeat the same concept in different ways. For instance, a variation set would be, Maria, bring the book to Daddy. Bring him the book. Give it to Daddy. Thank you, Maria, you gave Daddy the book. In this way, Maria learns that a book is also an it, and that another word for Daddy is him. She learns that bring and give both involve moving an object, and she also hears the present and past tense. Keep track of new words. Keep a diary or even a list on your refrigerator of new words your child understands and speaks.